you go. All right. Mike, okay, so, were you a creative kid?
I wasn't that creative of a kid. Actually, I was more drawn to sports growing up. I was into football and baseball and even basketball, like everything. Yeah. And I was always I was pretty unstable. I needed to go outside all the time. I couldn't stay in one spot. And I didn't get creative until early teens.
Okay.
Yeah, I was much more of I needed to get this aggression out. Like my mom used to tell me at age 5, she thought I was gonna get gray hair just because I had this fucking stress, and it didn't make any sense. I'm like, what is he stressed? What is he stressed about? She was asking. I don't know. But I'm glad I was, because I went through the midlife crisis at age 5. So
yeah, you got to get it done with early. All right, so but then you said early teens you became creative. What was the first thing you started doing? Because you weren't writing yet. Were you just filming stuff?
Yeah, I don't think I did anything knowingly creative until my brother got me into doing skits on YouTube. Yeah. And they weren't very thought out. They were just comedy purposes. We would just sit around watching a movie. What if this person sat on this person and then the mailman came in, knocked on the door, and everybody shot each other? That's funny when you're 15. Yeah. The idea of it. And so we would just think of anything. I think one of the very first ones, we had my brother dressed up like a woman. And then my other friend, our mutual friend, he played the husband, and he was an abusive husband. Called, I don't even remember what it was called, but their last name was Thompson. Thompsons. You know. Yeah. What was it called?
The Thompsons?
It was just called the Thompsons. Just the Thompsons.
Yeah.
And we made a couple of those, and they got better along the way. We had more story. But
I'm imagining Dimitri in a wig.
Yeah, big, long, blonde wig.
We're going to link that episode.
And with a huge, full beard.
Oh, God.
And I remember I played the boyfriend or the mistress guy that she was cheating on her husband with. Yeah. So he came home and I came out of the door at the end and it was all
drama and stupid.
Yeah, trailer trashy. That's kind of the feel we were going for. But it was terrible camera angles. We filmed each other. So that's how you have to start.
But you don't have any idea what you're doing and you're just creating because you want to create something.
Exactly.
And it's funny, we'll get to all this later on, I'm sure, but what's funny is nowadays people get in this rut and it's get out of the rut. Just remember, just make something always. Yes. And that's how it started for you.
Exactly. And earlier I said that was the first thing I did knowingly, creatively. I feel like humans, we're always that way throughout life as long as you care to learn something from it. Even on the baseball field, if I'm doing... if I hit a home run and then I feel great and everything, and then, and the crowd is fucking erupting, and which barely happened. I'm not trying to show off. But that can happen, or I could strike out in the last strike of the championship game and lose the whole fucking trophy for my team. Yeah. You learn from everything, and now I can write about that because I lived that.
Oh yeah.
Because that's my main passion, writing. So I can write what it's like for a kid to go through that, what it can mean to his life later on, if he doesn't get strong from it, but he actually gets depressed from it or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you're always on it.
Yeah, always trying. So there's probably a point where you're just making all these, stupid little videos. Not call them stupid, but all these.
Stupid is fine.
Stupid little shitty videos you're making. No, sorry. With your stupid friends.
Funny enough, we titled the whole channel "Random Acts," spelled RANDUMB.
So you knew what you were.
So stupid, dumb, same thing.
Yeah. So it's a compliment. It's self-awareness.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say.
Self-deprecation, humor.
Yeah. So there was probably a point where you were like, okay, I want to move maybe to LA and pursue this. What would make you go from random YouTube videos to being like, I'm going to go to Hollywood?
I feel like most of the time, if you choose to be self-aware, when you're not doing well, and you give yourself props when you are doing well, instead of being overly humble or anything like that. If you choose to be self-aware, you always know when you hit something, when you hit a certain detour. It's oh, I'm this good now. Yeah. So now here, I can continue down the same path, doing something that's now technically below me as far as how good I am at this. Or I'm oh, I'm better now. Let's attack the next...
always leveling up.
Yeah, the next obstacle. Exactly. There was a point where I'm oh, these skits are getting better, years down the road. when it wasn't just comedy, we'd make serious stuff. And looking back, those serious things and the random acts, they're laughable if you watch them, you know? But they were so important with our growth.
Yeah.
And we, like, there we had a big crew that did all these skits of like 10 to 20 people who would be in our skits and help out. There's 3 left that are really pursuing this. And that's me and my brother and one other person.
You can talk to him.
Yeah, he's here. Okay. The guy filming us right now. Really, like 3 out of like that's cool. So the 3 of us, if we even take a second of a week in a week to think about that, that's like, you know, that puts in perspective, you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's a place you hit, and when it's that, then you have to be on it. You have to start going there. So me and my brother wrote a feature-length script. So we filmed that, called A Town Called Calamity. Long story short, down the road, a year or 2 later, we lost some of the footage. It never got made, we hated it. It was like terrible that we couldn't make it. But we still did it. We still experienced it. We still yelled at each other like motherfuckers throughout the whole process, and we needed it. You know, he makes me better. I make him better. But you don't know it at the time. But you have to think back, and you know. So when you hit that, then you start progressing, and then you learn different things. Like when I grew up, I only wanted to act. Well, after I went through my sports phase and realized that no. But then I had a natural feeling in being in front of people performing. I didn't get shy a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I have that going for me, and I can watch other actors do what they need to do, and like just watching The Godfather, who I admire everyone in there. That's my schooling. I'm looking at what they're doing and learning that way as
like
well
your
as living my
acting
life.
school isn't school; it's the movies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing against acting school. It's just everyone has different routes. You got to know yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and then you never stop working.
Do you think you would have done poorly in acting school?
No. I think I did poorly at hanging on to money to have a stable way of going to acting school. Now, that may sound like an excuse, and maybe it is. That's just the route that I took. Like, I just always learned through living things, like arrests and things like that. And at the time, it's like, oh my God, I just got in trouble with the law again or something like that. Yeah. Like in my past, I would just do stupid things. And I look back to it, and I'm like, there's no other way I could have went through my life that would have helped me the way my history did.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is.
Teaches
that's what's
you
supposed
discipline.
to happen. I'm here now, and I have this arsenal of knowledge through that.
And also, you go. Oh, I was gonna say that just helps you when you are acting create better characters because you have a rich life experience that you can pull from. People who just stay in their safe little zones, you know, they don't know the real world essentially. For writing also.
Right. It's jumping out of your comfort zone is how you learn.
Yeah. Or just how you grow as a human being.
Yeah.
Which is what we're trying to do with this whole thing. You know, like when we're making movies, we're trying to capture something about humanity and show people. So you have to be a person.
Yeah, that's ultimately why we want to do that. Like, there's many reasons why you want to be in this business. For me, it changes what's number one. There's like several reasons I can think of. I like it's hard to pinpoint. Yeah. Why do you want to do this?
What have been your
reasons?
For me,
yeah. You know, it's self growth. It's you know, I'll say this first. It's fun. It's fun, and if you're not enjoying yourself, you can't do anything. And I've been told that I'm too serious sometimes, and I need to like relax a little bit, go out and enjoy. I'm like, I don't think you understand. When I'm being serious, it's fun for me. If I'm sitting in a Starbucks or a coffee shop, if I'm sitting in a coffee shop, any coffee shop, and I'm writing, and no one's bothering me, and I have my ritual. I eat my 2 bagels, extra toasted, break my teeth, drink my iced vanilla latte with no shame.
And girlies drink in the store.
Yeah, and now I'm in my zone. I'm in my comfort zone there. After I'm just saying step out of your comfort zone. But anyway, I'm in my comfort zone as far as creativity, and I'm writing. Wasn't me. And I'm writing, and it's like, let me fucking silence this. I thought I did, guys. I promise.
No, it's okay. You know what's funny? Whenever I've like randomly run into you at a coffee shop that you might be sitting at, because it's happened before, he's like, he's had his bagel, he's had his thing, and he's like, yeah, I've been watching football videos. just
cut the show.
Yeah, cool.
No, but getting there.
Let me just find. But yeah, like once I'm there, and that's fun for me. I don't need to go always. I don't need to go out to this bar or this thing to, you know. relax. That's like I'm having the time of my life, just exploring and researching. You know?
And then when you like save your money and spend it on stuff for your career, it's just more fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know, than going out and being hungover for the whole week.
Exactly.
So there was two things I was curious about. One was if you had money, would you go to went the film school route, and then like you running back to her question, like what drove you to have the transition to move out here? Like what was that? Why?
Why
LA,
were you like?
why that big leap?
Right.
That, you know, that's a leap. You're coming from home, familiarity, you know that.
Yeah.
So why California and the pursuit out here?
So as far as the money, if I had money, more money, would I use it for film school? I can't say yes or no. I don't ever want to rule anything out, like to an extent. Will you ever shoot yourself in the face? No, I won't do that.
But the one time you
did. I would potentially use that for film school. But you kind of have to ride the wave you're on. And right now that's like I'm dealing with something different right now. That's making me look back and self-reflect, and that's not my journey's not aiming towards film school right now. But I would definitely do it. I don't think anything won't work. Like if I go to a film school, it's not about only the film school if that's the right one. It's about you. If I go there and choose to just be like, let's see if this teacher's got what it takes to teach me, I'm already wrong. I'm already a failure for thinking that way. You can't improve if you're that way. I have to be gullible almost. Like this is going to be the best teacher ever. Listen intently and
soak it up.
Every time he asks the question, you know? That's only going to help you. Even if you get laughed at or ridiculed for anything. Just if it's going to help you, you can't care about anything else, you know? And the second question was about me coming out here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, why'd you choose LA? Oh yeah.
So that took a while.
Comfy.
Gotta prepare for this one. That took a while. I wanted to move out here always. When I really considered it, I'm like, I can do this. I think it was about age 21-ish. I was like, I have the money saved. I've done all I want to do here. It's hard to remember back if I was in a relationship when I was thinking this thing or that, but sometimes that can be a big factor in the decisions you make and things like that. But the biggest thing was legally, I had to wait because I got a DUI, and when the second one happened, legally I had to stay there and do the court stuff and all that, and it prolonged my whole journey out here. And I had planned already to be a roommate with a fellow actress that was living close to me, because I'm from the East Coast in Delaware and she was in Harrisburg, and we had worked on a couple films together, and me and her and a couple of other friends, we were all gonna move out, and I had to tell her, I was like, hey, I can't do it anymore, you know, because I messed up, so I have to wait. So I continued to ride that wave, and eventually when I sorted everything out, it gave me more time to be there and again self-reflect and write more and create more. And then I moved out here when I did. I forget how old I was. I guess I was 20.
Probably 22.
23?
No, 3? Probably 23 because I was
23.
You're 2 years older than me,
20?
and I got here at 21.
Yeah. Okay. Then 23. Yeah. The reason why, and the main reason I wanted to move to California is because I didn't want to only stay in one place my whole life. Even more so than the filmmaking life.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to the other coast and live there. And I was able, because I was filming something with Nate, Batman Beyond, the web series.
Yeah.
And I got to visit here a couple times before I moved. So I got integrated around with the area. And I was able to see, like, this is what living in LA is like. Yeah, I'm doing this, you know. So finally, after the third visit, I scheduled me driving out there. And I drove out with my mom and then flew her back just to have that journey out there, which was amazing. And it was great as far as preparation too, because she's my biggest fan. You're gonna be the best, you know.
Yeah,
you know
Mom.
She moms are good at overrating if they want. I guess I can't say all moms are like that, but I got a lucky one. So anyway, I had to change my location, my scenery for me. But also, this is the film world. Hollywood, Los Angeles. I wanted to see what it was like and get it. And if you want to go on an audition, you want to meet a fellow writer, you want to meet a sound guy to help on your project because they're the hardest thing to find.
Mm-hmm.
It's here.
Yeah.
Above anywhere else. Why would you not take that opportunity to come live here a little bit? You know? And already in my head I'm like, I'd like to live somewhere else too, but I know that I want to stay here still for a while.
Yeah.
And do more things.
Yeah. So when you got here, you wanted to do acting, but it didn't seem like you were really looking for an agent or anything. You never wanted to go down that route, or did you for a little bit?
It's not that I didn't want to go down that route. It's sometimes you gotta trust your gut.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess at the time, I was working on, like I said, Batman Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So I was putting a lot of focus there and a lot of focus on personal project I was creating and writing with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And with all that happening, plus working to pay the rent and the bills and all that stuff, I didn't want to half-ass the going to the agencies and trying to do all that stuff. And I knew I didn't have the mindset to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to do anything like that because it could be detrimental in the long run.
Like don't half-ass it, just wait till you can whole-ass it.
And do I know if that was the right decision? I don't know. I just know that's not what I did, and I'm here now, and I'm happy and looking forward to everything coming my way, film-related, and just my life.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, it's hard to remember exactly why I didn't go that route and why I didn't want to, but I wasn't against it completely.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen that way.
It didn't feel completely right.
I could tomorrow decide, okay, it's time. I'm going to go see if I can get a role. I'm going to agency and go to auditions. That can happen tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it will happen tomorrow because I have to do things tomorrow. I have a couple things planned, but maybe the day after. You know what I mean? Though,
yeah.
But you gotta just live in the present. You know, you gotta always seek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at what point did you start transitioning into writing? When did you realize that's kind of more what you want to do?
I'm a self-proclaimed initiator, and writing gives me the ability to start the story. Mm-hmm. You're not really going to film something if you don't have the story you're filming. Even if it's a documentary on something factual, it's still a story within itself. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love the creating part. Mm-hmm. You can make a story out of anything if you make it creative enough, if you make it interesting and entertaining enough. Mm-hmm. We can write about this whole podcast. Like just not all your episodes, just this particular episode. Yeah. You can make a spin-off of that. Mm-hmm. Somebody can take something I said 5 minutes ago and think it's either interesting or completely horrendous that I said it, and make a blog about it. Yeah. And you can make a whole story about this crazy blogger either being the biggest hater or the biggest worshiper of whatever I said. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You can make it out of anything, but you have to, if you learn the correct craft in writing and make it interesting enough, you can be entertained by any story. Yeah. Anything. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. But you took a writing class. Did that teach you anything?
Yeah. It's hard to pinpoint exactly what it taught me from what like just different experiences taught me, but I know it helped me. Mm-hmm. I always felt good. Yeah. And sometimes it's a matter of feeling. Like if I feel good coming from something, then my mindset is to continue to feel that way, and now I'm looking to learn more things. Mm-hmm. If I had a terrible experience somewhere, I'm like about it, you know. Yeah. Then I'll go into the next part of my day negatively. Yeah. You know, and it's less likely that I'll gain something from that. I still could, but less likely. And the writing class, my teacher Scott Holleran, he's very methodical in speaking to his students. Yeah. Like just the communication of him teaching us was important to him. That's why I liked him, because I like that too. I like when people speak.
Your way of communicating.
Yes. Yeah. So like aside from everything he was teaching me, just the way he was as a person made me want to learn from him.
Was he kind of a mentor then, would you say?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah. I would always say no matter where I get in life, he would be, if I had to pick like a top 5, top whatever mentors, he would always be in my mind to be placed in one of those. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was great. He taught me a lot of the structure with writing too, as opposed to just
winging it.
Yeah, like that idea is cool, and yada yada.
Because I guess one of the things, not going to school, you don't really learn structure. You just kind of learn the create, but you have to confine it a little bit to be able to like package it and sell it. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, you wrote a whole script, and I think with his help. But tell me about how one even sells a script, because I think that was on your mind. You're like, I didn't do this whole script and sell it.
Right, it was. And since this injury I had, I have written another 2 feature lengths and a couple shorts. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I was gonna text you, but then I was driving and I didn't.
The entire time, like the last 2 months, consistently.
This is me trying to text him. I have my phone up here. I'm like, Oh, wrong word. Cop.
Yeah.
So then I get
it.
annoyed and I forget. No, what was the question?
How do you sell a script?
Okay. To say I know 100% would be a lie.
Yeah, tell
this
me
is what I imagine. So I would imagine I need to go. I need to complete them as great as I can. Like I used to think to make 5 drafts of a script would be fucking going above and beyond, and I've since then realized that is nothing. The best scripts have had 20 drafts minimum, like things like that. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, but at the time it was holy shit. And now it's like, oh, I can't wait to get my 13th draft in, you know, and you're changing, and then one character from the beginning can be an asshole, and at the 13th draft, he can be the charmer the whole time. Yeah. Or I guess an asshole sometimes is a charmer, but you know what I mean?
2 extra characters could be combined into one and give them a more depth and personality.
And that is one of the best.
Yeah.
You completely condense your script more. There's your whole story.
I remember with yours, where like there's this whole thing could have, these are like 3 separate stories. Why are you trying to condense them into one? Make 3 different
I can
films.
make 3 scripts. Yeah, exactly. And in the same script you're referring to, do you remember there was the basketball scene where I had a bunch of childhood friends, like to add more wacky characters. And I'm like, why do I have 7 characters here right now when I could have 3? You know? And now these 3 blow up. They look awesome. Yeah. I put 2 personality traits into one, and so on and so forth, you know? And it's awesome. Yeah. But anyway, once you have that, once you are so confident in that, get an assemblage of work together. And portfolio. Yeah, portfolio. And then go out there and find agencies. Google. Yeah. And you can Google anything, just but we forget that as humans that we really can do anything we want. Yeah. But
there's no excuse not to be able to.
And slothness.
Oh my God, sloth. Yeah. That's my big one right now.
Yeah, it's
just slow. No, just kidding.
She's lying. She's the hardest worker I know, after me. So anyway. Only kidding. So.
Okay,
if you get all that together, go out there and find these agencies or these representatives, these managers who will read your shit, think you're good enough, and then they will try to go to different production companies or agencies, whatever it would be, publishing mother effers. Yeah. Hey, this guy can write, and then they'll naturally go, you know, and if they read your first page and don't like it, they won't even read it. So that's another big thing too. But if they like it, they'll be like, what else you got? And even if you have this most fantastic script ever, this guy can really write. If you don't have a second one, most likely the guy next to you has almost as good of a script, but also 10 other scripts, and he will get represented first. You know, another way is I know I've read a little bit into festivals for writings. Really? I haven't read enough to know exactly how it works because I was taken back by it. I was like, really? Yeah. You can fucking write and. What everybody reads the scripts aloud, you know, and you raise your hand if you're voting for that one at the end of them after waiting for hours and hours. Like, I don't know how it works, but it was cool. Yeah. You know, so I don't know so much about, and I should get more into it, but I'm more so right now focusing on making them all perfect. Yeah. And then going out and doing that. Yeah. Good. Yeah. And the thing about writing too is you'll never run out of material. Yeah. You know, you can always find new things interesting, and the more interested of a person you are, the more work that you'll be able to create in your life. You'll never run out of things to do if you stay interested. Like, my favorite thing to hate is people who say, I'm bored, you're boring. That is only a reflection of yourself. Yeah. If people bored you, you're boring. If you feel people are boring, that means you're not interested. That means you're a waste of space. You know, it's one of the. It's a very big lie for that to have any valid substance. If somebody says you're just you're making me bored, then leave and go do something that doesn't make you bored.
Don't be bored, and then inspire someone else and create something else. Exactly. You go. Yeah, and then I have mine after this.
Because there are 2 creative outlets, acting and nail writing. Is there is there one thing that you get from doing one and one something you get from the other? Do you like one more than the other, or are you fully pursuing one over the other?
That's a very good question.
Good job, Nate.
I'm gonna have a long fucking run-on sentence answer for that too. So, and you know what? I also have directed a little bit, and I love that too.
Yeah.
And directing to me is the hardest part of it, and I'll get into that after, or if you care to hear it.
We should have like a checklist of stuff we have to get to.
Oh yeah. So with writing and acting, it's hard. I guess it's more mentally stimulating to write, but there's not a thrill like acting if it's in the right project. If everything is working around you, and you had your Wheaties, and you've had your sleep, and you're ready to go, and everything, and your co-actors, and there's a good script, and there's a director. If everything is right, acting is the most exhilarating. Because I don't even know where to begin. There's so many outlets with it. Love, hate, laughter, crying, just any kind of strong emotion, and you get to pretend to be somebody. And if you can understand that in a way, we're all humans, so I believe we're all connected. And I've had conversations with you outside of this camera about that, and I've always agreed. And if you can understand that, then acting can be the easiest thing, but it can also be the hardest if nothing else is working. But if everything is working, it's easier than writing or directing or filming or being a cinematographer.
It should just be natural. It should be,
So if you have all that, then there's no limit to what you can do, you know, and just to roar for fucking 11 seconds and then wait another hour before you take the next take. But that 11 seconds is so fucking worth it if it's done right. The thing about writing, it's on my own terms way more than acting is. I can write as soon as I walk out of here. I can get a pen and a paper and start writing ideas. Well, somewhat right, because I'm right-handed, but I can type because technology. You can do anything. So it's hard to pick which one's better. Overall, the consistency with writing would be the answer for me. I like that more. But I can land an acting gig next year, and it can be the best thing ever, and I won't give a fuck to write for like a year because I'm working on that acting gig. So to have to pick one, I don't even think you have to, but for the fun of the question, maybe for now, writing edges it out this much.
Because there's a pride in like, I can sit down and finish something, start something and finish it, and that's not easy.
And you make your own schedule with it, in a sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure. If I were to land gigs, there's deadlines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But also, if you're getting paid to do something, you're not having the day job. Well, I mean, unless you want to just work 24/7 and not have sleep, things like that.
I think it's easier to make money from acting.
Yeah.
For sure. So like as a starter way into the industry, I think.
Even as an extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, which don't underestimate that, you know, because you learn what it's like to be on a set from one time, you know, things like that. So it's pretty cool.
So question, you also produce your own stuff. So when you're writing, how do you decide which of your projects you're going to try to sell and keep in that portfolio, or which ones you're going to make for yourself and then, you know?
There is an inner tug of war with that pickle. Every single time I write something.
Because you want to hold on to it and create it and have it be yours.
If I want to produce it, there is a certain restriction I have with writing. Now, if I'm writing a short, it's going to be much easier to produce it, just for the simple fact that it's much shorter.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to go deeper than that. There's less money that has to be put in, most likely. Then I'm able to produce it. If I don't have the money, I can't do it. Now, I'm also learning more about trying to get investors. I haven't mastered that. I'm nowhere near mastering that, but I want to learn more of it. Then you can make everything you write.
Yeah.
If you get good at trying to get investors and all that. But you also, it's like I said before about self-awareness. You have to know what you're good at. And I'm trying to grow in every single department at the same time simultaneously. Like, I just want to be great at everything. To not have to question, I'm like, fuck. Like 10 years from now, like, I got this here, I got this here, I got this here. Oh, fuck, I forgot about that little thing there that I'm not great at. And now the whole project is collapsed.
Yeah.
Because you forgot one thing. And you didn't plug somebody in there for that job because you didn't worry about it at the beginning. You know? So it's, producing your own thing is a lot to worry about. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Especially when when you're not at the point where you have funds to hire people to do all the different things.
Exactly.
When you're juggling everything yourself.
Yeah.
I think we've all done that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I would say also with the writing, if I am writing a whole, like say I get all my scripts together and I'm able to sell one, that right off the bat, I'm going to probably get an amount of money more than I've ever had. And that's going to change my life in a way. Who knows how that's going to affect me, like, 100%.
Yeah.
But it will be a lot of money at once that now I can probably go make another thing. And if it's like, well, that was my baby, I wanted to really make that. I don't get attached to that thought process because, like I said, you can make a script out of anything. I will never run out of ideas, ever.
Yeah.
It'll never happen. It can't. It's impossible to think that you can outthink your longevity of your life. That's just arrogance to think that I'm gonna run it like I thought of it all. You know? There's no way.
I can't top that one.
There's no way you can do that. I should stop swinging my fucking.
No, it's okay because you mean
I'm getting into it.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like even if you do kind of come to a stagnant place, or when I come to a stagnant place, that's why I'm an extrovert. I go meet people because they inspire me. Each new person interacts with me in a different way, and they bring out a different side of my personality.
Exactly. Yes. Self-reflection is for the seekers. Self-pity is for the stagnant.
Ooh.
Take that one and put it on your fucking shirt. You know what I'm saying?
I will.
That was on my Instagram post.
Really, was it?
It was.
I didn't
Probably
see it.
gonna incorporate it into one of my scripts too.
Yeah.
Speaking of social media. No.
Yeah, do you go on Instagram for your
that's where
work
you're going
stuff?
with it?
Well, I mean, could. Just it came up naturally.
Yeah, Instagram is fun. Instagram is awesome. I hate this fucking
Business thing that everyone's trying to do?
No, that's amazing. No, I hate this like common theme with certain people. Well, it's like social media and technology. It's ruining the fucking whatever.
No, it's not.
Okay, I get the thought process.
Yeah.
I hate how little kids have cell phones at age 8 and they don't know to go outside and throw a ball. That's pretty sickening. And that's a parent's job. They need to make sure they get on that. But social media, it depends on the person. You can't attack Instagram or Facebook and blame it or blame that for the actions of others. I'm on Instagram a lot. Instagram's great. You have you can have as many friends as you want, or as many that want to follow you, and and you just look at their life. And if you're looking at say someone who doesn't have much to offer, then that's a shitty Instagram. Next, go to the next one. I use my Instagram to just I post once a month-ish, sometimes twice a month. I'll skip a month, but I'm on it enough. And I go, and I like to just go check out other people's inspiring things. If you ever just look at it as corny as it is, go at people who have these inspiring quotes. They'll have a mountain with a guy rowing a boat in front of it. The truth may set you free, or something like that. But it's better than being negative not on your Instagram.
Yeah.
That could work for somebody who's in the shits.
Yeah,
Who is afraid of the truth, for that specific thing.
Yeah.
Because the truth will set you free.
That was one of your posts, wasn't it?
Probably.
He thinks he's a philosopher. No.
I know I am.
Yeah, you
But
are.
you know what? We are all philosophers.
Trying to figure out our own life and our own life views.
We are all philosophers.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if you don't understand who you are, you don't really know how to be whatever you are to the other people. So this time is about trying to figure all that out.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes it's, what's the quote? It's the sides of the mountain that sustain life, not the top of it. You're not even supposed to reach the top and figure it all out. That's the fun.
Yeah.
That you keep trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And anyone who's got it, figured it out. I'm well then leave.
Yeah.
Figure it out. We don't want to know yet. We want to think we know, but that takes out the exhilaration.
Yeah, the journey.
There's
a good metaphor I heard about enjoying the journey, by the way. It's like going on a cruise, getting on the cruise ship, and then the captain being like, we're not going anywhere, you're here already. It's like, no, I wanted to go sail around the water for 3 days. Nope, this is where you were going to end up, so you're here. But I wanted to cruise around,
Exactly, because that's the point of it. Just simply looking out at nothing but the sea can be beautiful. Yeah. If you have the right mindset. If you're in the wrong mindset, you can look at it and be like, okay, can I go play fucking Street Fighter we were talking about earlier? Are you? But that's what it's all about.
Yeah. So what do you have to say to people who doubt themselves sometimes? When they're they get in
Once
that
I figure
funk?
out how to take my sip.
Yeah, no, to people who forget how to drink. No, people, it's like
if
they
you're
get
having
in
a
that
problem.
Paper towel.
Oh, yeah. It actually wasn't that bad. It was saved by the bag that held my liquor. What do I have to say to people who, say again?
Oh, who lose their motivation or get in slumps, or they're like, I don't think I can do it anymore. It's hard, and
Here's what I'll say. If you're a believer in the fact that anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it, as naive as that might seem, to at least think that way is good. It's healthy. Because that will help you, but won't hurt you. Unless you're like a fucking, you're 5'1" and you think you can dunk on a 12-foot basketball. No, sorry, just kidding. With no assistance at all. Then it's like you're wasting your time trying to do that dream because you actually can't do that. Yeah. You know? And if you figure out you can do it, then you are the most amazing human being of all time. But if you at least think the way like anybody can do anything. If I'm giving any advice to somebody who's just having a slump, or is that the word, slump?
Yeah, slump. I'd say. Slumping.
The best thing you can do is get into. This is the time to go into your comfort zone. Get into your comfort zone, but the thing is, mentally, you're not in your comfort zone. Just physically, you are. So if you like to be outside next to a tree with falling leaves, go do that. And if you need to drive an hour and a half to get there, drive an hour and a half to get there. Sit under that tree. Let the leaves fall on your shoulders and tickle you, or whatever you need to fucking do. But just do it. If you know you have to do that, so do it. Sit there, and now take your mind out of the comfort zone and think, what do I want? What do I want? But force yourself to actually think. Don't think it's gonna come to you. Like, it'll come to me. That's BS. It's like a mental sweat. You have to get in there. You have to actually explore your fucking mind. Seek, like I said. And make yourself stay there at least a couple hours. If you think you figured it out, like, wow, I had an epiphany, and only a half an hour has passed and you're ready to go, just stay. You know, make sure you have the day off so you don't have anything to do. And do it. And think about it. Because it's easy for me to be like, well, you know what, just dig deep and keep going. Like, don't give up. It'll happen. It's easy for me to say that, but you're not gonna hear that and feel inspired, because everyone's saying that. Yeah. It's just gonna be like, well, I know, keep going. The problem is I don't know how.
Where to go. Yeah.
So let's say get to where you need to be. Maybe that's not under a tree. Maybe that's in your basement with all the lights off and nobody around you, and you just need to think so there's no distraction. Then do that. And if you get scared, get scared. Like I have a slight fear, and a slight now I say, because it used to be way bigger, of snakes.
Really?
I
You're
know
not
for
afraid
a
of them
fact,
anymore?
not as much.
Wow.
But I'm not gonna go and hug one.
Yeah.
But if I really, really wanted to overcome that fear, if I wanted to dedicate a section of my life, whether it be a day or two or a week, I know that I have the ability to go do that. I just don't care to. I'm not trying to be a snake instructor, so I don't give a shit to overcome the fear. At least not right now. You know, but if you really want to go for a dream, and you're seeking advice from me, I'm telling you to dedicate a certain amount of time to think about what you want. Maybe because a lot of the times, if you want to be an actor or a cinematographer or a director, we didn't get into that yet, but any of that, if you want to be those things, a lot of the time it's not as simple as you want to do that. Well, basically, in a nutshell, an actor, it's not necessarily the fact that they want to be an actor, and it's fun. There's underlining meanings why they want to dive into that field. Sometimes it's just, I want to be a star, I want people to love me, you know, or others, I want a lot of money, acting is money. Or if I just want to be an extra, I just want to have an easy life with easy jobs and do other stuff that I don't care about my career. And then it can go deeper than that. Like, I want to know what it's like to step in another person's shoes and see that perspective and live that part of life, because my life didn't go that way. You know, like every single person you'll ever meet is going to have a different experience from you. And that is fucking insanely cool if you decide to allow yourself to think that way. You know, and like biopics and stuff like that. That's why they're so cool to watch, because if you're watching an actor play, you know, Abe Lincoln. You're watching an actor play, you know, maybe one day Michael Jordan, like whoever, you know, all these huge iconic figures in the history of life, you know, and why wouldn't we want to put that in a film format to entertain? Yeah.
So question, what would ultimate success be to you?
In life or in film?
Let's go film.
Because
I guess we can go life if it ties into life.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Because I think it's success, the idea of it. It's more complex than people want to give it credit for, because no one is going to have the same definition. Even if they have similar definitions, it's still going to be slightly different, because everyone's different themselves. Like, I could simply say, success is to make it. Well, what's to make it? To be a paid writer or actor or director or filmmaker.
Well, here's $5. Now you're paid.
Exactly. So, is that success? I think the ultimate success is to be happy with yourself. That is the ultimate success. So I've already succeeded. Yeah. You know, I wake up and I'm not ashamed to be Mike. You know, if you're ashamed to be who you are, you're not successful. You have to be successful with yourself to be successful with anything else. So the ultimate success, it's like, it's a never-ending thing, so it's hard for me to answer. Yeah. Like, I could like, there's people who have won Oscars who don't think they've reached the ultimate success. If I won an Oscar, I'd be like, you know? Yeah. But I haven't yet. So when I do... But
then you wake up every day and you're like, Yeah. You know, so
exactly.
Same kind of thing.
Exactly. Huh. But, yeah, so I, you know, is that a good enough answer for now? Yeah. Did you want more?
Yeah. No, it's okay. What are you working on right now?
Nothing.
Really?
No, I'm really not doing anything.
Really? I thought you guys just.
No, I'm doing a lot of things. So I'm.
Fucking got it. I'm actually in a slump.
Yeah. So we filmed Axiom, which you were a co-producer with me on. Aether Entertainment. So anyway, we are editing that, me and Dimitri, my brother, who I mentioned too many times for my fucking interview, not his. So anyway, we're editing that. We just finished like the first draft-ish, which we informed you, right?
Yes, you told me about that, yeah.
And we're going to tidy that up a little bit before we do a first, like, everyone on set viewing, you know, that kind of thing. So that's happening. And also, I wrote another short, the Jack River Gang. In a nutshell, it's about a bunch of, like, a group of mobsters, comedically, though. They're kind of in the poker room, and they get together every Tuesday night of the week. And a bunch of bullshit happens there. A little fun story about a rat. Yeah. And any mob stuff.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, so I'm writing that. So we had a table read with everyone we want to cast it in, and that's kind of in the pre-production stage. Outside of those two, I have been writing a lot of things. I mentioned the 2 full-length scripts, the feature film scripts. Then I wrote a couple of shorts. I mentioned to you way back that I was writing a short for you to be the lead in. Yeah. I hadn't touched it in forever until a couple days ago.
Oh, really?
I started developing something. It's about just a unique, interesting perspective and a dwindling relationship. Like, these guys just love each other, but they know they hate each other too. Yeah. Because hate and love comes from the same emotion. You can flip love and make it hate. Hate. Yeah. So, and that's what makes it interesting, you know, that it's constantly like this, and that's why life goes.
And also you can be miserable, but still holding on to something for so long.
Yeah. And when you know somebody for long enough, anything can be like, just the fucking way he washes his hands. Yeah. Because that's the way you know he does it for years, you know, and that's what love is. I don't know if that sounded stupid, but that's how it. So anyway, I'm writing. I got that going on in my 2 feature-length scripts. One of them is like a weird, fucking huge, trippy, psychedelic thing, and the other is another love story, because that's what I'm good at. Yeah. Loving and tripping. Yeah, and that's another thing too. Yeah. Work what you're good at, and of course expand. Yeah. But if you're always expanding on what you're good at, then working on what you're good at is going to be never-ending anyway.
Yeah. Also, the thing is, if you have a natural skill set in something, like, don't go doing things that you're not good at, because then you'll lose confidence and you'll think you suck at everything. Go to your skills and do them, and then build your confidence because you're doing so well. And don't stay there forever. That's the comfort zone. But just solidify that. And then slowly move on.
On the contrary, I would say most of the time that works, but it can find what's good for you. That in theory is good, and I agree with it. Make sure you are doing stuff that makes you feel good and that you're good at to get like a rhythm and momentum. Yeah. But some people need a kick in the fucking ass to get woken up, and they work better that way. So whatever it is, you know, that's part of also the advice part. Yeah. Like, understand who you are.
Yeah, cool. Do you want to drop your Instagram handle for anyone?
Yeah, what's my Instagram? My Instagram is. Are you gonna like do one of those?
Exactly like that.
Oh, then just point. You don't even have to remember it.
Voutsinos. Oh fuck, that was too much. Mike Voutsinos.
It's me a little.
Mike Voutsinos. It's unique because it's my name. No.
I was gonna try.
Yeah, I fucking wish everybody would do that so I can find people easier.
Oh,
EXO Love Bear. Best actor ever,
Funny.
37. What does 37 mean? It was the year my dog might have been born. Like, I don't... It's too much to remember.
Yeah.
It's your Instagram name.
Yeah.
And if you
That's
have...
just my name.
I remember I was watching Joe's episode, and there's another Joe Santos
Oh,
on IMDb.
yeah.
I got kind of lucky. There's not going to be another Voutsinos.
Same with me.
Ah,
There's
fuck
no
my
other
brother.
Provatakis.
Another Provatakis.
Yeah.
Well, your brother, too.
Yeah. No, not to.
He's kind of talented.
Gonna
What is this?
beat him up, I guess. We'll
But
see.
yeah, so that's my Instagram. Facebook is the same thing. On my Instagram, you can find some annoyingly inspiring quotes from pictures of me like this,
Probably in front of mountains.
in front of mountains and boats.
Is that the
No boats.
angle you do?
I do all types. I don't.
I do it.
It
And
depends on the day.
And that.
You know, people say they have a right or left side.
Yeah.
I never understood that. They're both the fucking same to me.
No, I have a different side.
I don't know what that means.
I feel like one side of my cheek is bigger than the other side of my cheek.
If your cheek looks like this, then
yours?
own it.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I don't-
another piece of advice. Own what
That
you
your
look
good
like.
side?
I'll look at myself and I'll let you know. I
mean,
can't
you're-
think
you're
of it.
doing Juliana rocks.
That's true.
Juliana Rat.
Maybe I go like this because my hair's here and I don't want people to know who
And
I
if
am.
now it's mysterious. Now it's like, who is this person? Only one eye?
I come from the darkness.
The darkness. See, you need to go turn all the lights off and sit in a corner in the dark, and then you can.
I'll know
that's
who I.
your
Now then
thing.
I'll know my side.
A tree won't work for you.
I know. Only
There you go.
the dark and depths.
Also, you can find some of my projects that I have worked on and working on, and also a link to my our Aether Entertainment website is there on Instagram.
Entertainment.
Our Aether Entertainment page, where you'll see a lot of work from me, my brother, and
Yeah.
Juliana on the rocks. And
Juliana.
what else?
I think that's it. Right.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Really.
Pretty much.
I'm not gonna give my phone number out. Not because I'm one of those weirdos who doesn't like giving their number out, but
Yeah.
because why?
That's not what we
You don't want personal calls from people
I don't
just
want
looking for
emails too,
something?
because most of it is spam.
Yeah.
got.
Yeah.
I've
'cause
seen his spam folder.
I think
Really?
you
Oh,
helped
mine's
me go through it
terrible.
one time.
Mine's like 10,000 unread. My Yahoo is a bunch of. I use one for business and like real emails, and the other for all my like birthday coupons once a
Yeah.
year that I like Cinnabon.
Yeah.
I get to your coffee.
I have shit that like old receipts from events that I never even went to. I'm like, I never bought this, but I don't know.
I probably leave trash in your car.
There you go.
It's probably
No.
my receipts.
I was talking about email, but now that
Oh.
explains all the receipts on my car too.
All right, cool. Thanks everyone, and thank you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing a little
Yeah. We're just gonna do it. I'm gonna take a sip and I'm gonna walk away.
Irish call. I'm gonna walk away first.
Shit.
Oh. Mike, 3.
3. Third time's the charm.
I don't know beats. I don't know. I don't know.
That one no beats you said?
I have no rhythm or whatever.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
I have a terrible rhythm.